Defence Force Amendment Act December 2020 provides for foreign militaries and security forces to be deployed in Australia under ministerial discretion under unspecified conditions. The Act further goes on to indemnify such foreign troops, basically, in Australia from any criminal or civil liability in the course of their actions on the Australian population. Now, you voted for this. You voted for this, Senator. How does this not violate your oath of office?
What's your name? What's your name? Linda. There's a lot of misunderstanding about this bill because we heard that from the people. We heard that, and I investigated that through a barrister. The law that was brought in and that I proudly voted for was to indemnify foreign officers, police, military, correct, from being sued if in the course of their duties on fighting for natural disaster relief, like the bushfires, they wouldn't get sued and held liable, providing they were doing something reasonable. If they were using undue, yes it is, Linda, if they were using undue force, then they're completely held accountable by the law. This only indemnifies them to the same extent our police officers, our firefighters, and this lady's knows, our ambulance people, our disaster and SES people. That's all it does. The rest of it was a beat up. There are so many things that you are misinformed about that don't happen in Parliament. There are so many things you're right about too.
I read the Act. That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
Well, I'll invite you to my office, Linda. I'll invite you to my office week after next, and we'll go through it line by line.
We'll go through it line by line. Oh, don't worry, I've already been through it line by line.
No.
It allows for ministerial discretion under unspecified conditions to surrender Australians to foreign militaries in Australia. Those are the words. There is, yes, there is. You covered the bit about indemnification. You've covered the bit about no liability for civil and criminal actions. But the Act itself indemnifies them. There is no insurance about it.
Well, Linda, I'll invite you to my office week after next when we're back in Brisbane, and you can come and go through the line and point out what you see as an error on my part.
I'm actually going to jump in on this one, if you don't mind, Malcolm, because we did speak on the phone about this as well. This is very concerning for myself. The bill does say free from civil or criminal liability. What you're referring to, you told me on the phone, if foreign firefighters come over here to deal with the bushfire, the fire gets out of control, the backburn from the firefighter gets out of control, and it burns someone's car, they're not liable. That's called insurance. The words are free from criminal and civil liability. Now you had the option, I read the Journal of the Senate, Senator Steele John, is that his name? Steele John?
Yes, Jordan,
all right, Steele John, Green Senator, he voiced these concerns that massive amounts of the Australian public had. They said, emergency, what is emergency? He offered to define emergency. You and 38 other senators chose not to include what emergency can be defined as. Why did you not clear that up when you had the opportunity?
Well, we went through that bill and we're very happy with it, and I'm happy to go through it with you as well, Tristan.
He also gave the opportunity to Malcolm and other senators to include the phrase, no use of force permitted. Malcolm and the other senators voted this down. To me, that's very concerning. Wouldn't the phrase, no use of force permitted, provide the Australian public with confidence that foreign troops who don't give a shit about us aren't going to come here and start raping and pillaging like the UN forces do all over the world? Why wouldn't you make that change for us?
Because sometimes you have to use force to evacuate people for their own good. Hang on, Chris. Hang on, I'm answering your question. And if they're doing it wrongly, they'll be prosecuted. That's still the case. They have to do it lawfully and properly.
So you are giving them permission to physically remove someone against their will. As a grown man, I can make my own mind up when I have to be evacuated from my house. If I want to stay, I stay. I don't need to be physically dragged out with force by a foreign troop. This is very concerning, Malcolm. Very concerning.
I'll extend the invitation to you as well as Linda. You come to my office and we'll go through it line by line.
I'll bring my barrister and we'll come. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Beautiful.
And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
I'm telling you now, Malcolm, you are wrong. I've been through this bill. I've got it right in my hand here. Section 123AA. I'm not going to go through it now because we dragged on long enough. But I'm very disheartened by the way you and many other senators have acted in that last week of Senate last year when you pushed it through very sneakily at the last week.
We did it with pride because we're doing the right thing, Christian. So I'm happy to explore that.
Okay, we'll explore that further, guys. I'll get back to you about that because I'm fully disheartened by the way all the senators acted, apart from a few of the Green senators. We'll move on from that one.
He wants me to answer questions. I'm here until Tristan says. That's all right.
We got a few people getting upset here, right? Listen to me. Just wait. I told you at the start that we have a senator here for a Q&A session. I said I'm not aligned with him. Do I sound like I'm aligned with him? No. What I have done is provided a platform for one of the leaders of this country who makes decisions to be analysed by you guys, and you have a voice, a direct line, because you never have a voice otherwise, right? I provided you with a direct line to one of the decision makers here. If you don't like it, that's fine. We all don't have to agree, right? But I'm going to give him some more time to answer some of our questions. It's not about Malcolm. It's about us having our voices heard and questions answered.
Can I make a point, Tristan? Every speech in Parliament that I've made in the 3 and bit years I've been there, I start with these words. As a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia. One speech, I didn't say that at the start, I said it in the middle. But apart from that, every speech I've used those words. Is that my job? Who am I a servant to? Exactly. Who elected me? The people did. I'm accountable to the people. Whether you voted for me or not, doesn't matter. The majority voted for me, so I'm in there. Now, the point is this. Who is the sovereign of this country? The people are. Who are the only people who can change our constitution? The people. So who's in charge? So why the hell are we electing dopes into Canberra?
Are we electing them, or are they fraudulently getting elected themselves?
They're elected. There's no doubt in my mind that Trump election was wrong. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, said since 1932, presidents are selected, not elected. That is not the case in this country. However, the case is that it is a fact that our Constitution, while lawful, is quite often bypassed. That's what Pauline and I are doing to bring it back. We are running under our Constitution, but it's bypassed in so many ways. That has been a major thing for us. So remember that. The people you elect are there to serve who? Thank you.
There's people getting upset now. We got Davey O'Needs and Thanos to speak. Do you want Malcolm to have some more airtime and have some more questions answered? We're going to do a yes and we're going to do a no, right? The loudest, this is a true democracy. The loudest cheer wins, all right? I'm going to ask you if you want Malcolm to have 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes of questions, and so you can have your questions answered. And then I'm going to ask if you want Thanos and Dave to speak first, okay? So do you want Malcolm to have some more airtime and have your questions answered? Or do we want Thanos and Dave to come on now? If you want to wait around for these guys to speak, we can...